All right, and we're back with another Bat Flip Entertainment video. David and Damien here today. This is going to be our Memorial Day episode here up on the Bat Flip channel. So hopefully everyone had a safe day or will have a safe day whenever you're watching this. But we will not have a live show tonight, obviously. So this time we're going to do tier ranking City Connect jerseys. I think it's a really simple, easy one, and I think we do have a lot of hot takes on this between David and I. We like them, we don't like them, so there's going to be a little bit of back and forth here. So, David, what are you looking forward to with the City Connect jersey tier ranking?
I'm looking forward to getting to dump on some of these because I think some of them are terrible. I would request formally that you switch that D to an F so we can actually like put some stuff in F tier that's really bad. I think that's pretty reasonable for us.
About Z. We should get as far away.
Z tier, perfect. Just the worst.
Far away. Is it just let me? Yeah, there it is.
Yep, boom.
By far the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we should have changed those colors too. Made red just bad, but regardless. All right, so we'll start here with the St. Louis the Lou jerseys. So I think this is their second iteration?
Yeah, I think this is the second one because from the first one, the cream ones.
I thought so, but I don't see it on here, and it has the Lou jersey again. So maybe we'll just avoid that one. But let's start with the Lou jersey. It's typical red jersey that the Cardinals have had. It just changes St. Louis to the Lou. They do have the STL across the hat, which is a little different than their normal one that way. But this is a team you have to face. Obviously, I know you don't like the team in general, but what do you think about the uniform there? Where do you think it belongs on here? Because I think I'm personally around like a C to a B. Like I think probably a B, but I could be talked into a C.
I think it's a C just because it's the same. You know, I feel like the Cardinal uniforms are already pretty iconic. So when you're just messing with it, it's like you're doing nothing for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I very much feel that.
Yeah.
So let's go with the second iteration of the Rockies uniforms. They had first the white and green ones. They've now changed to a blue with a purple halfway through. I will say I objectively hate this jersey. I think this is a horrendous jersey. I think their first one was a lot better, as you'll get to hear us talk about it later. But I do not care for this jersey at all. You might get me to talk into this is one of the worst City Connect jerseys out of the entire bunch. Like if there was a thing under Z, I think I'd put it under Z.
Yeah, Z, bottom of Z tier for these. These are disgusting.
We'll
but it's only you'll move them in front as we go.
Yeah. I know what I'm saying.
Here's the deal. It wouldn't be nearly this bad if the other ones weren't almost perfect. Those are going to be up in S tier. And I just it's so much worse. It's such a big downgrade. Like why?
So let's talk about the second iteration of the Chicago White Sox jerseys. This is obviously this one was a really, really hot topic at the time because their first iteration was really good.
Yeah.
And then this one went to more of like the bull style with Jerry Reinsdorf. I do think these ones get a little bit more hate than they should get. I think these jerseys are pretty solid. I think it really does tie in with the Chicago Bull style, with the city of Chicago that way, with the Reinsdorf connection. I'm not saying it's an S, but I think it's a B. I do like these jerseys a lot more than most people.
These would be an A if not for it being a Jerry Reinsdorf connection. That alone knocks down a grade for me. I like them a little more, I think, than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I think it's a good idea. But again, you're also taking away the really good ones, the black pinstripes. Those are very good. These are merely okay. I like them in B.
Yeah, I think that's good. So the New York Mets, like subway style jerseys, these ones I'm not a fan of. I don't think they're Z tier, but like I think they're very bottom of C, like or front of Z if we had to really, really pick. But what do you think here?
I just saw these live. They didn't look good.
They don't.
They don't have enough purple.
No.
And that's the big problem. I think they actually have this purple trim. You can't even see it on here. Purple trim around the neck, and then there's like a line because it's for the purple line, subway line. I think because of the lack of, they have a good concept, but the lack of execution here puts them in Z. It's boring. It really does look like a subway car, but I think they didn't need to lean into that.
I think my problem is the numbers, the logo, everything just blends in too much. Like you need to give me something that pops off a little bit more. Like, you have a good color scheme. If you went with the gray, with either the blue or the orange, you could even tie those three together somehow with this and kept the purple. Like, if you went this jersey with the purple pinstripes and you had some sort of like blue and orange logo and outline, like, I think it would look a ton better. But I just don't think it looks very good that way. So let's talk about the Philadelphia Phillies City Connect jerseys. These ones, I'm a little hit or miss on. I honestly thought that I would like them a little bit more than I do initially, but I don't think they're bad. I think the font is what throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
The jersey, everyone hates the gradient. I don't know why. I think the gradient looks pretty good. I think it's the font and like the numbers on the back look really bad, but the jersey itself, I think, looks pretty decent. Like, I think it's a B or C tier jersey.
I want to say this is a Z as well, but I think we have to pull some out. I think this one's a little bit more creative than the Mets, but I'll sit bottom of C, but it's borderline Z for me. Like, this is just not a good. It's not a good look.
Interesting.
I want to see like some of the Liberty Bell, or I don't know. I feel like
it has
really more creative in Philly.
I think it has Liberty Bell on the side or something, but still, you could be.
You can be more creative in Philly.
All right, so let's talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates now. PGH, yellow jerseys, black pants here. I think these are pretty solid. I don't think they're a jersey that's going to flash you away. I don't think they're a terrible jersey. I think they're a middle of like C tier jersey for me.
See, interesting. This is the first one I actually like. I think of the ones we've had. I actually think this is firmly an A for me. I'd probably be willing to put him top of B though. I think I like the PGH. I feel like it's a good. The worst part is from a distance. It looks like the jersey just says UGG.
Right.
It's like that's the worst part of it. But like the colors are good. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates. It feels throwback. I really like the way that like a throwback style looks. So I feel like this is a perfect little throwback for the Pirates, but I'm comfortable in B here.
Yeah, I mean, you were thinking A, I was thinking C. I think easy middle ground is a B right there. Let's talk about the Baltimore Orioles. And this one is weird because I feel like the nuances of the jersey don't really pick up on a game broadcast. I think if you dive down into the specifics of the jersey, I think it looks really cool. I like the meaning of it, but then you see it on the field and you're just like, it just looks like a black jersey with the black pants.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking about on-field look, I think it's a Z.
Yeah.
If you're talking about overall jersey and diving down into it, I think it's a C. I think that's where this is almost the moment where we have to decide, are we doing on-field look or are we doing full jersey, like overall everything?
The concept plays into the on-field look though. If I can't see what the concept is, I don't care. Like the Mets thing, that's why the Mets are in Z tier. I think the Mets have a great concept. Doesn't matter. They're Z tier because you can't tell what it is. Same problem here. And I have them lower than the Mets for sure. Just what are we doing? Like Baltimore has so many cool colors. Maryland has a great flag. Like there's so many good things. You also have the no, I'd switch that. I'd have the Orioles below the Mets, I think for sure. But you also have like the team crossover like the White Sox did, a Ravens Baltimore Connect jersey. Oh my goodness, would crush because the Baltimore Ravens have a great color scheme. This could be done better. It looks just like a black jersey. It's very boring. Don't like it.
All right, so let's talk about the Cincinnati Reds black jerseys, and this is one that I really enjoy these ones. This is kind of a little bit different from the way I was talking about the Mets ones because they don't pop. It is really black on black with the outline of red, but I love the way these look. I think it's a really clean look with the black and red. You could have done a little bit more. I don't think it's S tier, but I think this is probably my first A tier of the ones we've came across.
It looks good. I have not seen it on the field yet. The Cubs haven't played the Reds this year. I have not seen this on the field. I'll let you put it in A. I think it looks good. I was leaning B, but we don't have any in A yet. It seems like a good one. I need to see it on the field though before I make a full judgment call, I think.
Well, if we want to talk about another one that could potentially be A or maybe even S, the Seattle Mariners. This is incredibly well done. I love everything about this jersey, the blue to the yellow to the way they do the blue and the black on the hat with the black pants. I think this is incredible. I don't think it's my favorite City Connect jersey of all, but I really do enjoy this one. I think this is our first S tier.
It's in there. It's S tier for sure.
Yeah.
It's the color scheme of the original Mariners.
Yeah.
From the original Mariners logo when they first were brought into baseball. Like it's the historic context. You have the logo with the trident. Oh my goodness. Perfect little historical jersey that it's just there's no jersey with that color scheme in today's game with the blue and the yellow. Just a excellent jersey. Excellent.
Yeah. Let's talk about another one that'll probably be really bad. It's the Texas Rangers one. I wanted to like this jersey. I thought they had a decent concept to start with, and then you saw it on the field, and you were just like, "This is bad. I'm not even going to waste time. I'm putting it in Z tier."
It's Z tier. I think it's worse than actually there are two that we have in there too. I do not like that one at all.
No.
It just, and then you couple that with the colored pants. Like, I mean, maybe some
Yeah.
pinstripes or something with the same white cream color, and then like a red pinstripe could maybe rescue this, but it's just so bland. I mean, Texas is so chock full of potential logos and items and things you could tie in, and you went cream on black.
Yeah.
Or maybe navy blue. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Not a fan of it.
No.
Let's talk about the Atlanta Braves, which this one is almost a true throwback here. I like this one. A lot of people put it in S tier. I'm more of an A tier guy on this.
Yeah.
They had a jersey that was already really similar to this already. Then they did this one. It's always a classic and clean look. I like it when it's on the field, but I wanted to see something different with it, to just kind of break the jersey that was really close to this already. And I think Atlanta has a lot of cool different ways that you can incorporate things in. I get they want to be traditional with it again, but I think it's really good. I just don't think it's S tier as what some people would put it up there as.
Little triangles on the sleeve are throwing me off. I'm looking it up on my side. The triangles in the sleeve are throwing me off. I almost have this in B. I think this is worse than the Pittsburgh one. But I'll let you leave it in A. I think you like it more than I do.
I think it's just classic.
It's hard
to go wrong with it.
It's a throwback. It's a throwback jersey for sure, which is good.
We can put it into B. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's where it belongs. I think that there's more, again, there's more to Atlanta, but they didn't like fail, right? They put together a good jersey.
Yeah.
It's just not amazing. I wouldn't buy this jersey.
Yeah. All right. So what are your thoughts on the San Diego Padres one?
I like the San Diego Padres one. I do. It's the pink and the teal. I think this is very unique. I think it's firmly A. I can't put it in S. I just think it's a little bit too outlandish to go to S.
Hot take. I hate this jersey.
Yeah, but you're a Dodgers fan.
No. I can be objective in jerseys. I am not a fan of this jersey. You cannot read the script. You cannot it is not anything like you have yellow, you have green, you have pink, it's way too they tried to go overboard with it. I do not like this jersey. I think they could have, if they went and tried to attack a specific part with this, like if they went more mint to it, I can understand. If they went more yellow to it, I can understand. If they went more pink to it, I understand. I think trying to incorporate all of those colors together in this one to kind of just make this like bright highlighter in your face weird jersey, that's what I don't like about it. I don't think it's Z tier, but I would have like back of B, top of C tier.
You could put it at top of C. I think that's fine. What I think I relate to the most, though, about this jersey in particular is that it fits with the attitude of this team. They're bold. They're in your face. They're there's a lot of charisma in the team. It fits the team so well. I mean, I think we have to bump it up to B just for the connection there. It fits back.
Put it over the Pirates.
You can put it back of B. I think it's worse than the Pirates. I think it's worse than the Pirates. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think B gives it the respect it deserves, but without honoring it as much as I kind of initially think. I'm looking at it now. You're right about a lot of that, but I also think it's a perfect jersey for what the team currently is constructed as.
Yeah. All right, so we have the Milwaukee Brewers Brew Crew jersey, the abbreviated MKE across the hat and the batting helmet, the baby blue classic with the yellow, white pants. I think this is a really clean jersey. I think they could have done better with it, but overall, I don't think it's terrible. I would have it probably somewhere in the B-ish, just probably like middle of B. I like it more than Atlanta's and San Diego's. I probably like it more than the Pirates, but I think that's kind of the tier I would have it in personally. I think it's a clean look, but at the same time, I can understand somebody wanting a little bit different because they do have some good looks to it.
Don't tell anyone. I think that jersey is S tier. I think the baby
Ooh.
blue is beautiful, but the
A?
MKE is disgusting. Z tier of the MKE. You can slap it right where you had it in B. I hate the hat. I love the jersey. It makes me angry how good that jersey is. The pad is terrible. Why have MKE? Like, I know Milwaukee has that's the thing, but the Brewers have such a good logo already. Don't mess with that.
Yeah. Like it is hard because it seems like they want to have an alternative logo with all of these jerseys, which kind of do mess it up because some of these would be great with just the initial logo, Milwaukee being one of them. But yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the revamped San Francisco Giants one. This is the new black orange one. I don't know how to feel about this jersey. I haven't seen it much yet. I think we've only really seen it once or twice on field. I did like their initial City Connect jersey. The only problem I had with is that they tried, it was on a white jersey, and then on the graphics and the numbers, they tried to make it a cloud theme on the bottom, and like basically made a white jersey and then white clouds on the bottom of it, and it just blended that together. I didn't like that. So I don't know how to feel about this one yet, especially. So I think it's C just because we haven't seen it yet, but like top of C.
You can put it top of C, I guess. I don't like this at all. I like the other one better for sure. In terms of themes, this is missing out on a lot of what San Francisco has to offer. The first one at least had the bridge. It had the clouds. There's, in terms of, we were in San Francisco, I was looking at this hat, I was looking at this jersey, I was like, man, I kind of want one. Like it was a very, very good concept, and that the new concept I do not like in the slightest. It's pretty boring. I mean, I'd put it below Philly. I'd have it right there with Baltimore because it's the same color scheme. It's black and black. Like, I guess they have white pants. They have white pants. A little bit more. You can leave it. Yeah, you can leave it there to show the improvement over the Baltimore one, but it's just too similar.
Yeah. The Angels one. To me, I think this is another S tier.
This is baby, isn't it?
I love the Angels jerseys and everything they did with it. Here they did the off-white there. They did the different font with it. It kind of gave off the, they made it off surfboard beach kind of vibe with Anaheim, Orange County-ish area. I love everything about this jersey. I think it's behind the Mariners, but I love this Angels jersey.
I'd have it top of A. I have to move you down just because I think it's good. It doesn't scream S to me, but I wouldn't have it higher than B on my own personal opinion. It just doesn't do anything for me. But I know you love it, so I'm willing to have you put it as top of A, as the number 2 one. I'm not willing to put it in S. Right.
And that's probably the West Coast. A guy from the West Coast seeing that jersey more on that. That's probably where that's coming from.
Gotcha.
Colorado, the old Colorado one. I think we can agree.
S. Slam it down in the S.
I want to be completely honest here. When this jersey first came out, I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like this jersey. I was very underwhelmed. I kind of didn't like the green. The mountains on the top were cool, but then you go to the back and it was like halfway through, and the number, and I didn't love it. But then seeing it more and more, and as they played and playing against them and seeing in different aspects, different lights, this jersey grew on me. It is a really good jersey.
It's a perfect jersey. Not a perfect jersey. I think the Mariners is better. I think you have in the right spot. But oh my goodness, does it embody Denver, Colorado so well. Approaching the Rocky Mountains with the grassy landscape, approaching the mountains, and then the sky on the top, just a beautiful encapsulation of what it is to live in that state, in that area. I mean, that's everything, and it's a completely different color scheme from the normal color scheme, which is, I think, what you're going to see. Our favorites are these ones that change the color scheme, but give a very clear identity tying into the franchise. Perfectly done. I love it. I wish they hadn't replaced it because that was so good. Love this one.
So the next Kansas City Royals one, this was a jersey I liked a lot when it came out. The more I've seen it, the more I don't care for it as much. I honestly think I would have it like C right here around the Philly one. I think it's ahead of the Giants one, but I'd probably have it somewhere here in the middle. Of C tier.
This is the navy blue, right? Like navy blue on navy blue. I mean, I guess they're on white, and there's some
white
blue
pants.
in there. I'd have this top of C and maybe put it ahead of the Padres, the bottom of B. It's fine. You're not changing. C is good. Leave it here.
Yeah, I do like the Padres one more than that.
Yeah. They're not doing anything special with this Royals jersey. It's just a jersey. It's a navy blue jersey. You know how many navy blue jerseys there are in baseball? It's a jillion. Yeah, that's why you look at the top ones. Like those color palettes are just they're different. They're bold. That's why we like those. Yeah. This one, it's just the Royals went navy blue. Okay, whatever.
Right. Houston Space City ones. I'm gonna be honest.
We differ on this one.
I don't want to say it, but this might be my least favorite City Connect jersey. I get the Space City thing. This just did nothing for me. And we will talk about their other one when it comes up. This right here, I cannot stand this one.
Yeah, I have this firmly in A tier. This is one of my favorite ones. Oh yeah. I love this way. I love the way the orange and the blue come together in the it's where it's not S because it's not the different the different logos and stuff being able to combine into a full picture of what it is to be in Houston, but it gives off this kind of bold, bright, vibrant look that I feel like encapsulates Houston pretty well. On top of the nod to Space City, I like that. I think we have completely opposite feelings about these two jerseys because I hate the new one. You love.
I think what we should just do.
Old one. You hate the new one.
I think what we should just do is we should just talk about the other one because it's right here and we have this different opinion. The other one is this white Houston Astros one. I legitimately could put this one S tier. I love this jersey. It is nice. It is clean. It gives you a different vibe of the Astros right now, but it gives you a nod back to kind of what they once were early on. I think this jersey is really, really well done. There's some aspects of this, maybe if you change the Space City on the front, like you made Space City, but in this jersey, like this font here, I think that you could make the argument for that, but I really do like this jersey. I've watched it play a couple times, and I think it plays on a TV broadcast really well as well. So, but we'll just put it right here until we make the agreement on where we want to put these. I'm just going to put them here so we have them up here.
You know what? I'd probably have to say let's put them both at the back in a B. I think that's where they have to go because we have such differing opinions. Here's my issue with it. If you're going to go with a Houston Astros throwback jersey, the throwback jersey is the one that to at least nod to is the one that has the star with the yellow and orange stripes. Like, that's the one I think of for like the super throwback jersey. And then I also think of like the deep orange from the Jeff Bagwell and Craig Biggio days. It's almost burgundy red.
I get that, but I want to make my argument of we hated on the Braves one because it was too much of a similar throwback.
Right.
Where this is a middle ground of like, hey, I think this is a good throwback, but it's not very similar to something they've had before.
Right. And so, I guess my thing is that if you're going to make an honoring throwback, I was like, well, I wish they would found a way to incorporate that yellow color into the jersey, right? To kind of nod to the different eras of Astros baseball. And then my thing is I love the way the City Connect one is bright and vibrant, But again, you're right. Ultimately, you can throw the Space City one in C. I think because you hate it so much.
Yeah.
It's my issue. Navy blue jersey.
Yeah.
It's another
Navy blue jersey and navy blue pants.
Yeah.
I hate that. I don't like the gray on gray and the white on white is fine, but I think the matching color top to bottom just doesn't, it throws me off unless you have something on it. Like, we'll talk about another jersey that kind of did that a little bit later that has something that makes it look pretty good. And the Cincinnati Reds one did a good job with that too. But
yeah,
let's talk about the Washington Nationals one, the Cherry Blossom. This is S tier. It's probably
this is my favorite City Connect jersey. But like, I think it's number one.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. One, we went to DC. I got the hat having the cherry blossoms, the pink amidst the gray being the color of the monuments and the buildings in the city.
Yeah.
Everything about being DC is tied so well to the jersey. On top of, if you ever go to DC, you see the cherry blossoms, you see the trees, you see the monuments, everything. You see that, and you look at the jersey, and you're like, it's like being in DC. It just reminds you of that. Perfectly done and performed, City Connect jersey. I absolutely love this jersey. Like, this one is my, like, if I'm asking for like a concept of something I want a different color scheme. I want to connect to the franchise, to the city with something, a feature that encapsulates it. A gray with a pink. I mean, that's just not a color concept that's getting done. Perfect.
Yeah.
I could talk about this one for 10 more minutes. Like, it's so good.
We do need to speed it up as we're pretty deep into this one already. Los Dodgers one, I'll be pretty simple on this. I think it's C tier.
I'm glad you said so, because I was going to say that too. I could put it right there with the Cardinals one. It looks the same as the normal Dodgers uniform.
Well, the difference is the Dodgers in the regular season don't have a blue jersey. I have asked for years for them to have a regular blue jersey that looks like the spring training jersey. It is one of my favorite jerseys, if not my favorite Dodger jersey. Usually is like the spring training blue with the red number on the front, white outside of that pops really well. This jersey was horrendous. Let me go through a couple of things. You know how bad it is that you have to make 2 different changes to your jersey after it comes out and after you've played games in it, because you're like, man, this is bad. So originally it was blue with blue pants, and they were like, the players were like, no, this doesn't work. We need to just go to white pants to make it look better. So they did that. And then the hat actually said Los Dodgers on it as well. And they were like, oh no, we need to just wear our normal LA hat with it to make it look good. So then they did it, and everyone's like, this looks like a much better jersey. Still not great, but like, you can understand it. That jersey was horrendous. I am so glad that it's gone. I still wish they would just bring back a baby blue or a regular blue jersey in that, but I don't think they will. But I do not like the Los Dodgers jersey. As far as that saying this one, don't tell anyone mine. I do like the San Francisco Giants, the old one.
I do too.
I think it's probably A tier for me.
I'd have it in A. I'd probably put it above. Yeah,
the Reds. I think it's probably right there.
Right there. That's perfect.
It's got Arizona
takes, but it's good.
Yeah, the Arizona Diamondbacks first ones. I think you could put these right here. The first Serpentes ones, I did not like it. They went with this cream color for it. Top to bottom hat was even the same. It did not look good, honestly. I did not. I mean, you might be able to put it over Baltimore if you really wanted to convince me to it, but I think this is a Z tier jersey. I do not like anything about this. I think they did much better on their second iteration, which we'll talk about, but no. What do you think?
No, you got it in the right spot. This one's gross. I actually think the new one is worse, but I also haven't seen the new one on the field, admittedly. So, it's possible that one's better, but that one, I mean, the cream one on the field just, terrible.
The fact that they went hat, jersey, pants, all same color.
Tough. That's tough.
Did not do it.
I also think we can move the Mets to C tier, as I'm thinking about it. I think the Mets are not as egregious as these others that we've filled Z tier with.
Okay. We might just fill that spot back in with the Wrigleyville jersey. My problem with this is, like you've mentioned, navy blue jersey, and they didn't do anything outside of just, hey, Wrigleyville.
Yeah.
Like, the logo itself, the new logo, like they did there, it looks fine. It looks decent. But they didn't do anything with these jerseys. This is nothing other than a Navy jersey with Wrigleyville on it. There's nothing that connects it to the city.
It's got the flag colors in the accent colors, right? Because you got the red and you got the blue and you got the white, but it's all accent colors, and then it's navy blue on navy blue. This is just the best of our navy blue jerseys. I'd put this one right at the top of C tier, and because I like this jersey because it's the Cubs jersey, and it looked good while they had it. I don't know if we have the new Friday jersey on here. I don't think it's technically a city.
It's not a City Connect technically.
It is 1,000 times better
Way
than
better.
that Wrigleyville jersey. So I don't care where you put the Wrigleyville jersey, put it wherever.
Yeah.
It's a navy on navy. We've been bagging on that all week.
Yeah, that also has navy pants. That's the problem too.
Yep.
If you had the new one on here, I think it'd be easy S to A tier for us.
It's so good.
But we'll talk about another S tier jersey, the original Southside Chicago White Sox jersey.
Oh man, yeah.
The black with the white pinstripes, the logo, everything. I like that one better than Colorado's. That's an incredible jersey to me. I hate that these have to be on a 3-year rotation, because that should have just been a normal jersey. I would have even been fine if you tried to convince me that should be their home jersey.
Yeah.
Going away. I don't even care that it's the black with the black pants and the pinstripes and the black hat. This one was done exceptionally well, because those are the two colors they usually went with. You're already used to the black hat with the white logo and the black jersey with the white logo on it. It was so much different, but in a good way. I loved everything about the Southside black jersey.
Yeah, it's, if you ever, I don't know, the concept of a negative is what this is, right? It's the basic White Sox pinstripe jersey, negative, reverse. And then it also has that homage to the Black Sox, right? And the history of this franchise that cheated at one point, went through a very long drought, kind of a black and dark history. I mean, just an excellent way to, encapsulate this team. They've been around forever, right? So I love the way this jersey looks. It's pretty ideal, pretty perfect for a City Connect.
Yeah. So I'm just now realizing also we don't have the new Boston one on here. It was just announced a couple days ago, which was the monster green one. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically rank the Boston one twice. We'll just say this one is that, and we'll put the the second Lou one in place of the first Boston one. So let's say this one is our yellow jersey. So we can actually have a Boston jersey where it should go. So let's count this as the yellow. What do you think about this? Because I have feelings about this jersey.
I don't like this jersey, but it has its history with the Boston Marathon and the the tie-in and stuff. I do think that is good. The concept is good, but the color scheme doesn't work for me. The blue on yellow feels like it clashes a little bit. It's like a worse version of the Mariners one, where you're looking at the ideal ratio between the light neon yellow almost and the blue with the Mariners one. This one feels like it's kind of switched to too much yellow. I know it's for the Boston Marathon uniforms. There's a lot of history for it. I'm comfortable with it in B tier because of the concept. I think it's a great concept, but the uniform just doesn't do it for me. I maybe put it right around the Pittsburgh one.
So see, I objectively don't like that jersey, but because of the connection, I actually was ironically enough, I wanted to put it right next to the other St. Louis one of I get the story, so it pushes it up for me to Z or to C, but I don't think it's better than the San Diego one, and I don't think it's better than the Houston one. So if you're going to put it in B, I think it has to be back end of B.
You can drop it a tier. I don't like the jersey, but I do like the connection, and a lot of the point is the connection. But again, so then I would put it above Kansas City. Because I think Houston has a good connection here. It's that this Boston one is a good connection.
Well, and remember,
part of good jersey.
Part of what we were doing was what it looks like on the field and stuff too.
Right.
We try to separate that as much, but
it's a little of both. It's all the same.
So we're going to use this yellow Boston one as the new Green Monsters one that that came out recently. I wish I had a picture that I could show on it real quick. I guess I could just do it up real quick. Boston Red Sox City Connect 2025 images. These are incredible. I love everything about that. If we can get a good picture of it, there you go.
Yep.
I love everything about these.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is an easy A tier, like top of A tier for me.
Yep.
The way they tied in the monster to it and everything, I would have it right around this Angels jersey. They did both incredible jobs with that. So I think it's there. The new Dodgers one.
The only thing keeping that Red Sox jersey from S tier is the connection to the city, right?
Yeah.
This is
a connection to the ballpark.
Right. Yeah. It's a connection to the stadium. Love that. Great concept. A tier. It's out of S tier. I mean, that's the shirt I bought in Boston at Fenway. I bought the Green Monster shirt. Like, I would have bought this jersey for sure.
I will say Fenway Park and the Green Monster is almost very Boston. It is almost the city. Like, the connection is there. I think it makes a great point to it. So let's go to the new Dodgers one. This was one that I actually did not like it when it initially came out. It's grown on me a bit more as I've watched. My only real problem with this, and this is my biggest gripe with it, is that the jerseys, there's two different things with the numbers specifically. They put 0 in front of single digit numbers. So instead of 5, it's 05. Don't like that. And the placement on the front, they put it up on the top left shoulder. I would have liked the original with the red to kind of keep that. But also on the back, they cut the jersey numbers off with the name because the name's lower, like on the low back. And then, like, say it's 50, it cuts off the 0 with the name.
Yeah.
I don't like that part. I think it's like a B tier jersey for me, to be honest. I don't think it's S tier. I don't think it's A tier, but I don't think it's like Z or C.
Oh man, this is the worst. This is the worst jersey of them all. I hate the placement. So we complain about NASCAR moving the jersey numbers, like the numbers around. This is that for me. It feels so wrong having the front number up here on the shoulder and the back number all the way down on the middle of your back. Like, that's just yikes. Or no, wait, sorry, it's way up on top of your back, but that's still that's
well,
wrong.
the number placement is pretty normal. It's just big, and then the name is low, so it throws it off. Where like if they had that,
I don't like it.
I think it's better than the original one.
You can throw it. You can throw it wherever as long as it stays in Z tier, man. I hate this one.
I think it's up here.
You can throw it.
We'll throw it back as C.
That's fine.
Okay. The Minnesota Twins blue and yellow jersey. I don't like this one. It's another jersey that they went like full color scheme, like blue hat, blue shirt, blue pants, and like yellow is like the accent. Like I think the yellow bill and then yellow like pinstripes and then a yellow belt. There's some other like waves within the jersey itself that you can't see on the TV. But I objectively just don't like this jersey. I think it's probably a C tier. I don't think it's Z, but I think it's right around the Giants in that level. Like I could have it anywhere within this. I mean, I like the Dodgers one more, but again, that's maybe a more homer to it.
It's truly so fascinating how what is this, our 4th blue and yellow jersey?
Yeah.
And the best one has been the Mariners one. The Mariners one's still number 1 for us.
Mm-hmm.
This one feels so much worse.
Yeah.
It's so much worse. I could have put it in Z. I do not like this one.
Z.
And you've got Minnesota. They're trying to go for the lakes. That's why there's the water.
Yeah.
The water feel. There's a lot of texture to it. The problem is you're not catching the texture when you're looking at it on the field. It just looks like a blue jersey. And obviously, we've already mentioned, like, I like the Mariners blue jersey. I really like the Brewers blue jersey, right? But this one doesn't pop the right way because there's not enough yellow.
Yeah.
So it's like the opposite problem of that Boston one, where the Boston one has too much yellow. This one, it doesn't have enough yellow. The perfect amount of yellow. Mariners jersey, Brewers jersey. So
So let's talk about the Toronto Blue Jays one, which is another black on black all the way through. I do like this one. I think they actually did a good job. The pants have a really nice blue pop to it. The red belt there with the city, like cityscape behind the name of it. I do like this one. I think it's somewhere in the like it really feels a lot like the Reds jersey to me. So, but it actually has some blue to it, so it pops it a little bit more. So I think it's honestly, I think it's probably like right here in A, but like right ahead of the Reds to
No,
it.
you've placed it perfectly. I am a huge sucker for the city skyline.
Yeah.
Think that I love that so much. The only reason I think I want to put the Giants one the old Giants one above it is because I love the bridge. Like
Yeah.
you can tell the Golden Gate Bridge logo in there. I want those city logos. I want something to connect me to the city, connect me to everything, right? The Nationals one has the monuments, Rockies have the mountains, like connect me to it with your logos. Toronto brings the CN Tower and the city skyline. Love that.
Yeah.
Great. I wish it popped a little more. That's why it's not an S tier.
Yeah. All right. So the Cleveland one, this one I objectively just don't like. All you did was just put CLE across your chest, and like you went with the new C logo. Like you didn't even give yourself an actual new logo for this. Like you could have gave me the old block C back. Like there, like I understand you can't do. There's a lot of hard to throw back to or odes there because of the name change, and you can't have the Chief Wahoo or anything. But I feel like this is a gigantic like just there's so much potential here, and I feel like it's just wasted.
Another complete miss where you've got a lake next to you, you've got a lot of history, steel workers, and Cleveland's a town that's it's kind of a town that's been through a lot, right? It's kind of something that you can really band the group together with your uniform. And you also got a bunch of other historic sports franchises in the city, like with good color schemes, like just a complete failure on all fronts here. This is probably my least favorite one. You could maybe talk me into having it above the Rangers and the Rockies new one, but it's real close because it's the lack of creativity, it's the lack of connection, right? On top of the boring uniform.
Yeah. I think we put it right in between for now, and then we'll see because I want to say the next jersey, I loved it. I wanted to like it so much, and like it's just such a poor execution to it. Is the Detroit Motor City ones. The fact that your hat just says Detroit across it, don't love that. I don't mind the Motor City across the chest in the black jersey. I do like how they tried to do like some like almost skid marks looking thing with the blue on there. But again, it's like that hat with you did the black here, you did the black pants. The hat throws me off when it says Detroit across it. Like if you just use the regular text or Detroit hat with like some white pants with like a black and blue maybe stripe on it or something, I feel so much better about this jersey. But I feel like this is like Z tier, and I could even maybe even split it, but I could understand almost anywhere here.
I can't tell if the logos were superimposed. Yeah, they did. Somebody put the logo, the alternate Tigers logo, like an old Tiger logo on the helmet. Looks excellent. This thing is a logo away from being pretty good. So I'd put it at the top of Z tier because I think the failure is pretty obvious. It's easy to fix, but you're also talking about another dark blue uniform, where we've already kind of dumped on those. Those are just really boring. A lot of them. But again, another city, Detroit, right? You could really bring that group together. Well, and the Motor City thing works. But
I don't.
You didn't execute.
Yeah, I don't mind the Motor City across the chest. It's the jersey, the top shirt of the jersey itself looks incredible, looks fine.
Right.
It's everything else around it that brings it down to there. If you gave me the regular Detroit hat or even the Tiger, and then a white pant to it or something else on the hat, maybe even like a motor. You could make like a motor. Like imagine how cool that would be. Cool. Like the old Pistons logo,
or like some kind of generic car. I don't know.
Yeah. Or like, the old Pistons logo, how they had the motor like through, like you did something like that, dude, that would be an S tier jersey.
Yeah.
But this just doesn't. Let's talk about the new Arizona Diamondbacks ones. I am a sucker for the purple and teal. This jersey, they made their debut against the Dodgers in this jersey. I hated watching that game because of what was happening, but this jersey looks incredible. It reminds me of everything the early 2000s Diamondbacks were. They got away from the stupid different style jerseys they were trying to do for all those years. They went like 5 years in a row with having different jerseys here and there. And it's like, it's so simple. You have one of the best color schemes here with the purple and the teal and the white and the black. And I think they did everything in this jersey right. Like this is S tier level for me.
Oh,
I think
man,
it's behind. I think it's behind the Rockies, but I love everything about this color scheme. The everything about it. It pops. It's different. The teal. It gives you memories back to those early 2000s good Diamondbacks teams with Schilling, Johnson, Luis Gonzalez, and everything about it. But in a modern style, it's like everything the first iteration of this jersey should have been. And then they didn't overdo it with putting purple pants. They gave them white pants. Dude, this jersey, great. I love everything about this jersey.
Here's my I wouldn't put this over the Red Sox green Fenway ones is my thing. So maybe we just need to move that one up to S tier and slot it in front of them. I hear you. I think you've got a lot of good points. I don't like it as much as that one. And we had that one in A. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good spot. I have not seen this jersey on the field, so that's probably where I'm lacking.
Yeah.
I can't even hardly find a picture of it on the field. So
it came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it was like last Monday or no, it might have only been like a week ago that it came out. Or something. I don't know exactly, but I love everything about this jersey. So let's talk about another jersey which I absolutely love, and that was the first iteration of the Miami Marlins with the Miami red with the white pinstripes there, the baby blue accents with the blue hat. Like this jersey itself is another like top of A, if not S tier.
I'll slot this one back. I'll slot this one back to top of A. I think it's really good, and it's the kind of perfect encapsulation of what the City Connects need to be.
Yeah.
My problem is that you'll note we just don't have a whole lot of red jerseys on here. Again, a lot of teams are already red. They didn't change the world with this one, but it's really good. It's really solid. I like it. We're gonna go to the new one, but yeah, the old red one pretty solid.
Let's talk about the new one since we're right here. I appreciate teams, especially the Miami teams, trying to do this Miami Vice feel. I think the going horizontal with the lines to give a little different grain to a jersey rather than vertical lines was a nice touch to it. I think this one lacks because I loved this one so much more with the red one that it was going to be hard to beat that. It's kind of the same thing with like the Chicago ones.
Right.
Where I think this has to be under, and I think it's like a B. Like I honestly think we just put it right next to the other Chicago one.
Yep.
That's perfect. I think it's pretty easy.
Firmly.
The Tampa Bay Rays one, I love what this jersey's supposed to be, but it's another thing of what I want. What we were talking about with the what was it, the jersey where we were talking that like it's too much. Like it doesn't. You can't pop out like the Mets ones. Yeah, the Mets ones. This is great. Like it's black, it has neon green and purple. It looks great. But the problem is they made those the outline colors. So like all of the logos are black, and then that's supposed to be an outline color, and it's not a big outline. It's a very small outline. You watch it on TV, you can't even, if the pitcher's pitching, you can't even tell what number he is or who's pitching half the time because of it. Like I don't like this jersey. I think this is a C tier. I want to put it back as a C.
I think you can put
if not Z.
I don't like this jersey either. Here's the thing with this jersey, right? It reminds me of an Oregon Ducks jersey, but it reminds me of an Oregon Ducks jersey that's like
it's not good.
70. It's like 70% complete, and they forgot to run the printer ink on the actual. Like you have bones of an elite Oregon Ducks jersey, which are some of my favorite football uniforms, and this one is like, we almost have it.
Yeah.
And you having left me on almost had a good jersey makes me really mad, and I hate it because of
that. So our last but not least, our updated version of the Washington Nationals jersey. It's the blue DC jersey. The one in part there is they have the like a map. It's like the map of the city or what like under it basically.
Have the photo.
I think the part that kind of hurts us is that we've loved the other Washington ones so much. So it's like this one turns a sophomore to where like if you say that, it's worse. I think if you looked at this, if this was the initial Washington City Connect jersey, I think we're talking about back end of B, somewhere in the C tier. But I think knowing that, I think we're like back end of C.
Mm-hmm. No, this is another. This is right there this is right with the Mets. It's got great concept. It's not as good of a concept as their original one. The original one is literally my favorite one.
Yeah.
And we didn't put it there, but it's fine. Like that's my favorite one. This one is such a disappointment because there's no chance you can tell it's the city grid from looking at the jersey on TV. There's no chance. You have no hope of knowing that. You could see the cherry blossoms from the stadium. Like they are bright and vibrant on the uniform. This is, I mean, it's fine. It's another blue uniform. Like going away from gray and pink, dude. It's such a mistake.
Well, and picking up blue when blue is not really anything about your color to
the they have navy blue. They're already a navy blue team.
Yeah, like, it's just but picking up like a baby blue when it's not really anything to do with you, like it just wasn't that. But so this is our tier ranking of the City Connect jersey. So we'll go down top tier. Best jersey in our opinion is the Seattle Mariners ones, and then we have the Cherry Blossom Washington Nationals, the first iteration of the Chicago White Sox Southside jerseys, the first iteration of the Colorado Rockies jersey. This yellow Boston one is the new iteration of the Green Monster jersey. The purple Arizona Diamondbacks new one, that's our back end of S tier. Then we go to A tier. You have the first iterations of the Marlins, the Angels, the first iteration of the Giants, the Blue Jays, and the Reds blacked jerseys. Then we go to the B tier, the Chicago White Sox new Chicago Bulls style themed ones, Miami Vice, and the Brew Crew, then the Giants. I can see McCutcheon. I said Giants for some reason. The Pittsburgh Pirates ones, then the Atlanta Braves kind of throwback, the Mint, whatever you want to say, San Diego ones. Then the Astros new iteration there at the back end of B tier. C tier, the first Space City ones. This first St. Louis one is actually the yellow Boston ones. We wanted to put that there. The Royals ones, then the St. Louis ones, the Philly ones, the new iterations Giants, the Mets ones, the new iterations of the Dodgers, and the new iterations of the DC ones. If you notice a lot of new iterations, that's right. A lot of the new ones aren't that great. Then you got the Motor City Tigers ones, the Twins ones, the first iterations of the Dodgers, the Wrigleyville ones, the first iteration of the Diamondbacks, Tampa Bay Rays, Baltimore Orioles, Texas Rangers, Cleveland, and second iteration of the Colorado Rockies is our Z tier. So any like if we're going back through this real quick, any other ones you feel like we need to move anywhere? Like this is our overview. Should we slide any up or down?
I think Brew Crew is above the two black ones. I love the Brew Crew logo so much over the the MKE bothers me, but I think the all blacks are just they're okay. They're solid. I almost want to move them down to B because they're just I think we're okay. I think this is perfect.
I think moving that up, I would fight you on moving the black ones down. I think they're very good.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Yeah, they're at the back of it. They're good. They're not the best. They're good. But I think the Brew Crew one is one I'm sitting here thinking like, why did we put that in B? It's so good. And you can move up the Astros one to take the place of the Brew Crew run if you want the one you like. I think that's all right. Yeah. There you go. I think that's the list.
All righty. Well, like we said, this is going to be our Memorial Day episode. So we hope that you have a great day. We hope you had a great weekend. I hope everyone stays safe and just takes really a day of remembrance. Memorial Day hits really close to home here. So I know that I will be having that day a very somber moment at times, but I hope everyone, if you have loved ones that ever served and that like we've put our thoughts out to you on that day. And we hope that this video was able to bring a little bit of solace within the day, and that we will catch you guys back next week with another live stream video. But down in the comments, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let us know what your rankings if we missed any. And if you think this Colorado Rockies one that we put in the back end of Z is any good, go get your eyes checked. All right. Thanks, everyone.